RAI News 24 Italian TV. Um, and you're asking, Ricardo, is it true that Idan Alexander's release was achieved through direct negotiation between US and Hamas without Israel being directly involved in this specific case? How do you comment on the fact that the United States negotiated directly with Hamas? Thank you for that question, Ricardo. Look, I will share with you that Israel is extremely grateful with the potential of our hostage coming home. That is our ultimate objective. Of course, we are delighted with the fact that our hostage is potentially coming home, no matter what the citizenship of our hostages. If they are an Israeli citizen, it is our duty to get every single one of them home. And I want to remind you that our war aims are the same today as they were just a couple of days after the October 7th massacre, when the Prime Minister set them together in partnership with Israel's cabinet. This war will be over when its goals are met. And you can read this into your question as well as an answer. The return of all of our hostages, both the living and the deceased, the elimination of the military and governmental capabilities of the Hamas terror organization, and the removal of the terrorist threat from Gaza. Those are our war aims, and that's what all of these discussions, both diplomacy and our military efforts to put pressure on Hamas, which has resulted in this potential release, please God, when it happens. That's why it is happening, because that's been our objectives. And the latest information I'm getting right now is that Idan is now scheduled to be released this evening. So I can share with you that our latest information is that Idan is now scheduled to be released this evening. All of us are waiting for that moment. Another question here from Samuel Tisser from BNN, and you say that Trump will be gifted a plane from Qatar. What's Israel's response, as Israel and Qatar have a tense relationship? Thank you for that question, Samuel. I think Israel, what I can share with you, the way I'd answer that question is Israel knows exactly what Qatar is. Israel knows precisely what Qatar's activities have been in the run-up to this conflict, hosting Hamas terrorists in luxury accommodation, sending them money, financing them. Israel knows precisely what Qatar has done and continues to do, and that's the way I would answer that question. Question here from Beltrue from The Independent. You're asking a question about the strength of the US-Israel relationship. You think that it's at an all-time low, particular over disagreements concerning Iran, and that this has been highlighted by the fact that the US had direct talks with Hamas to negotiate with the release of Idan. Thank you for that question, Bell. Look, I think Israel's relationship with the US is the result of years of partnership, years of sharing the same worldview, of sharing the same enemies, of sharing the same aspirations as well for a more peaceful future. So I don't recognize that description whatsoever. When it comes to Iran, you specifically asked about Iran. President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu, together with the overwhelming, the majority, everyone here in Israel, believes that it is simply not an option, that Iran cannot be allowed to have a nuclear weapon. That is the US policy, that is President Trump has said that very, very clearly, as is our Prime Minister, who has spent decades on that mission to prevent Iran from becoming a nuclear power, to prevent it from becoming a nuclear weapons power. The US and Israel share that objective. Now, many in the media would like to make lots of fuss about all sorts of things. Our objectives remain precisely the same. And a final question, a third question from Samuel Tisser from BNN. Perhaps you can share what BNN is, Samuel, so just to elucidate us. Is there a comment on the report coming out that Idan Alexander will fly to Qatar when he's released after his release to meet President Trump and the Emir of Kuwait, depending on his health? Bernie News Network. Thank you. Thank you for that question. Oh, we haven't got anything more to share with you on that particular point. Okay, my friends, that's the last question we've got here. Thank you for joining us. You can contact us in the usual way for interview, for whatever. As I said, our latest information is that the release will happen later today, and we'll share more information on the official channels when we have it. In the meantime, please do stay safe, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Bye bye.